Previously on the Whispering Tree and the Golden Apple. Morning broke over the camp beneath grey skies and rustling trees. The companions found themselves facing an important decision. Should they return to Elmridge and tell the townsfolk that Lord Ravenshade's men had been driven away? Or should they continue onward to Hollowmere in search of the legendary Golden Apple? Before any decision could be reached, it became apparent that Captain Soldier Rotten had vanished during the night without a trace. Khaki had wandered off somewhere into the woods for what could only be described as an exceptionally long piss. Around camp, everyone occupied themselves in their own peculiar ways. Elian continued his ever-deepening relationship with his sword, embracing it affectionately. Lear discovered an injured kestrel trapped in a hunter's snare. With Khaki's healing touch, the bird was saved, and grateful for its freedom, it chose to remain by Lear's side as a loyal companion. Ella sat feeding her ferret while Thorin awoke from a terrible night terror with a scream loud enough to startle half the forest. After calming himself, he fed breakfast to his 2 mastiffs and renewed the enchantment upon his frost room. Nearby, Bjorn sat beneath a tree in silent meditation, seeking guidance from the natural world. The peace did not last long. Khaki spotted movement among the trees. 6 hyenas were prowling dangerously close to camp. Ella immediately did the sensible thing and hid in a bush. Elian continued bonding with his sword. Khaki and Thorin simply stood back to watch. Bjorn and Lear approached the hyenas hoping to avoid bloodshed. Bjorn attempted diplomacy. The hyenas laughed at him. Lear offered them venison. The hyenas informed her that they preferred tastier meat. Negotiations rapidly collapsed. Elian fired his crossbow and missed completely. A charging hyena promptly broke its teeth against his steel armor. Another lunged and missed entirely. From her hidden bush, Ella loosed an arrow that struck a hyena dead before vanishing back into cover. Bjorn hurled an ice knife that froze one hyena solid before exploding and killing another beside it. Lear's arrow dropped a third. Elian finally managed to hit something, cutting down a fourth with his sword. At this point, Khaki and Thorin exchanged a glance that seemed to say, "Fine. We suppose we'd better help." The pair strode toward the battle with all the dramatic confidence of heroes arriving in slow motion. From her bush, Ella fired again. Her arrow entered one hyena through the mouth, exited somewhere considerably less dignified, and obliterated the creature entirely. Bjorn blasted another hyena with poison spray only to be bitten on the arm in return. Lear answered with a perfect shot. Her arrow passed through the hyena's neck, severing the head completely. Unfortunately, the head remained attached to Bjorn's arm, still biting. When the battle was finally over, Thorin cooked some of the hyena, Lear and Ella searched for their spent arrows, and Bjorn healed his wounds. Around the campfire, the companions finally reached a decision. They would travel to Hollowmere. The road eventually led them to the misty settlement and the town's only inn, the Drowned Lantern. Inside they met Myra, the innkeeper, and learned of the establishment's famous fish pies. Only one patron occupied the inn. Hoping to gather information, the companions sat beside him. He immediately stood up and left. Undeterred, they ordered 6 fish pies. All 6 were served to Thorin. 4 for him. 2 for the mastiffs. Shortly afterward, Thorin announced a pressing personal matter and departed. Once he was gone, the rest of the group spent several minutes discussing him behind his back before deciding to hide outside and play a joke on him. Elian remained completely unaware of any of this while watching football. Lear sent her kestrel to scout toward the Baron's keep. The bird soon returned with troubling news. 20 guards were approaching. Ella hid inside a barrel. Lear attempted to hide behind a wooden lamp post. She was unsuccessful. When Thorin returned, Khaki informed him of the approaching soldiers. Moments later, the guards arrived. Fortunately, they proved friendly. The Baron had heard of Hollomere's new arrivals and wished to invite them to supper at his keep. Khaki fetched Elian from the inn and Ella from her barrel, and together the party set off. As they traveled through town, Lear sent her kestrel soaring overhead while Khaki noted that the townsfolk were staring from behind twitching curtains. After some observation, the group realized the object of everyone's fascination was not the dragonborn, not the dwarf, and not even the mastiffs. It was the gnome. Ella responded by riding one of the mastiffs. At the keep, the companions entered a heavily guarded courtyard. Thorin was informed that his dogs could not accompany them inside. After a heartfelt conversation with the mastiffs, he reluctantly left them behind. Within the great hall they were welcomed by the Baron and treated to an impressive feast. Everyone ate. Except Kaki. Kaki trusted none of it. As the evening continued, it became increasingly clear that the Baron was stalling for time. Then the reason arrived. The doors opened and Saralith entered, accompanied by Lord Ravenshade's men. Leah was reunited with the sister she had not seen for years. Saralith revealed a painful truth. She had been taken during the destruction of their home, but somewhere along the way captivity had become something more complicated. She believed Lord Ravenshade's quest for the Golden Apple was not driven by greed or power, but by the desperate hope of saving his daughter. She asked for Leah's help. And despite all the questions that remained unanswered, the companions agreed to continue forward. Guided by Saralith, they traveled into the deep woods to seek the ancient stump spoken of by Marla. There, beneath towering trees, Leah and Saralith performed an old ritual. Sister's blood was spilled upon the center of the stump. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the ancient wood began to move. The stump slowly sank into the earth. Roots twisted. Branches writhed. Before the stunned eyes of those gathered, a vast archway of living bushes and tangled vines rose from the ground. Within its center was not darkness, nor a view of the forest beyond. Instead, another woodland could be seen entirely. Ancient. Untouched. Forgotten by time. The portal had opened. Before them lay the entrance to the legendary Whispering Woods. And somewhere beyond those forgotten paths waited the Golden Apple.